Would everyone please sit down?
I waia kupe, te waki a muturangi ki rau kawa moana. Ka umai a kupe ki roti te wangane me tōna koke kōrero kua kā ke ngāha. Tenei te i kā e miku wakatau ki a koe, ara tēnei unge kā mea mea o te tai toke rau. Ara mai, ara mai, ara mai. Ara, wakatau mai rā ki runga o Waititi. Wakatau mai rā kei rau i te pare rau i tō tātou maungo a umairangi tū i te awe tū i te pō. Tēnei te rau kura o te atia o e titia e mi i kauana ki a koe e te kaurangi. Ara mai. O kia tu rā ki tēnā e ka ngā nui o te motu, a mio wenua ka umai rā ki roto i te wangane. Tatarawa tu rā ki tōku pātau i tō i waipetu. Ara, ara mai, ara mai, ara mai. A te taku titiroa tu rā ki puna mā ara ki a rātou ki kui mā ki kora mā o te pō a puangara tu rā i tua pakare. Ara, ka poroporo akina te pō nau mai te awatea, nau mai ara mai rātou tau ki te whakare wātu rā tēnei rangi whakaira ira. I te pūtanga mai o tēnei taonga o hoki anganu i akupe. Ara rātou i waitohungia, ara te whakaputanga o ngā rangatira o Niukiri. Koutou i waitohungia i hauraku, i raro ai, i waitangi, ko tinei te ui ui, i rau. O tino rā, ai te tau kutahi mano, kore rau, wā te kau i waitangi, e waitokia o koutou tūpana, ara te teriti o waitangi. E te mana nui, e te mana wāhine. Ara mai. E matakanohi, a i te whakamenanga o ngā apu o Niukiri. Tēnā koe, tēnā koe, tēnā koutou, aha koa, tēnei āwatanga o te mate kuruta. Ara, kia re wātu rā tēnei koutou. Ko reira, e te kahurangi koutou, e te tēpū, tēnā koe tō tātou pirimia. Ara, me ngā memo o te pare mata, me ngā taniwa ukuro, o te kāwana tianara, o te kāwanatanga tēnā koutou. Koutou i te kai. Kia whakaronga tura tēnei rangi ira whakaira. I te whakarewatanga o tēnei kahurangi, tēnei taonga, hei taonga mo te motu. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, i te hau a te tai tokera. I tatua tura ki te hau o te tonga i te papanui iata. Te hau o te rāpiti, o te uru, ara o te mātongatonga, i kara pene mai rā, ki roto i te hau o te papanui iata. Tēnā koe, tēnā koutou, tēnā tata.
E toka au mihi aroha, e toka au mihi ronga mau ki a makoha i tau, riri ki a makoha i tau, mua e ke iho, ki te rangi ka tutu, niwa ngā au oro ki waho i tau, whamai waho, hauriri, o te wanganui a tara i te au, i te pō, i te au, i te pō.
Tai mai te hau, o te tai tokerau, ki te hau o te tonga, te hau o te whanganuia, tāra i tūtaki tāu, ngā hau, ngā tūpuna, tēnā koe, tēnā tāu. Ori atu ki rākau ki ruku tai pō, kua ruku hi atu rā ki te puna o mahara. E waka iri mai rā ki te pakitara o hiningaro, rākau kia rākau, ori atu ki te tai awa te kia tātou, tēnā kūtau, kia ora tātou katoa. Tāpura.
Ono e koro ori he mau ngā rongo ki mga te mata te peru e whakaatu pai ki ngā taka tō. Aro haere ngā teina me ngā tuakane no nei mi te tāro tahi pai mai re, ki he mau uri ora. E nei kami hi ake ki te mano te penua, te mano te moana te atia. O tau e whakatau nei, te mea o ngā kahurangi, tēnei rā apahirani. Arana mai ki ona mana, ki ona ihi, ki ona wehi. I roto i tēnei o ngā tūranga, tau mai ki aia tēnei o ngā. E hahe kore ko māpū, atu i te mihi aki kia kōtau, kōtau tātau, o te tū mai, te piringia, tēnā koe, ngā memo te pare mata, tēnā kōtau, a tēnā tātou katoa. E tōru ngā mea,
Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, Chief Justice, members of the Executive Council, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you here today for the ceremony to swear in Dame Cindy Kiro as New Zealand's 22nd Governor-General. The ceremony has three parts: the reading of the Commission of Appointment, then the Chief Justice will administer the Oath of Allegiance and the Oath of Office to Dame Cindy, and finally, in her first act as Governor-General, Dame Cindy will sign a proclamation declaring that she has assumed office, which will be read by the New Zealand Herald of Arms. As Clerk of the Executive Council, I will now read the commission signed by Her Majesty the Queen, appointing Dame Cindy to be Governor-General of the Realm of New Zealand. Joe Harawera, ko mātua to the Governor-General, will then read the commission in Maori. Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen of New Zealand and her other realms and territories, Head of the Commonwealth, Defender of the Faith. To our trusty and well-beloved Dame Alcian Cynthia Kiro, Dame Grand Companion of our New Zealand Order of Merit, Companion of our Service Order. Greeting. We do by this our commission, under the seal of New Zealand, appoint you, the said Dame Alcian Cynthia Kiro, to be, during our pleasure, our Governor-General and Commander-in-Chief in and over our realm of New Zealand. And we do hereby authorise and empower you to exercise the powers and authorities conferred on our Governor-General and Commander-in-Chief by our letters patent under the seal of New Zealand, bearing date the 28th day of October 1983, and constituting the office of Governor-General and Commander-in-Chief in and over our realm of New Zealand, or by any other letters patent altering, amending, or substituting for the same. And we do hereby command you to do and execute those powers and authorities according to the tenor of the said letters patent and of this our commission, and such laws as are now or shall hereafter be in force in our realm of New Zealand or in any part thereof. And we do hereby declare that this our commission shall take effect on the 21st day of October 2021. We do hereby direct that you shall, as soon as convenient after this, our commission take effect, and before entering on any of the duties of the office of Governor-General and Commander-in-Chief, cause this, our commission, to be publicly read in accordance with Clause 5 of the said letters patent, and that you shall, immediately after this, our commission has been so publicly read, take, as required by the said letters patent, the oath of allegiance and the oath for the due execution of the office of Governor-General. We do hereby direct and enjoin our ministers of the Crown and other officers and all other inhabitants of our realm of New Zealand to take notice of this our commission and to comply accordingly. Given at our court at St James and issued under the seal of New Zealand this 14th day of September 2021 in the 70th year of our reign, by Her Majesty's command, Jacinda Ardern, Prime Minister of New Zealand. Komata.
Tēnā tātou katoa. Iri hāpeti te tuarua, nā te huatau o te atua, te kuini o Aotearoa me era atu o ona whaitua, rohe hoki, te upoko o te kāhui whenua, te kaiwa wao o te whakapono. Ki tō mātou kahurangi Alcian Cindy Kiro, te kahurangi ka noho hei tumuaki o te tohu kairangi matua o Aotearoa me te tohu hapori. Ngā mihi. Mā tō mātou komihana i raro i te hiri o Aotearoa, ka tohua koe e te kahurangi Alcian Cindy Kiro, kia tū hei kāwana tianara, hei kaiarahi matua ki roto ki runga hoki i tō mātou whenua o Aotearoa. Hei konei ka whakamana i a koe, ki te kawe i ngā mana ka uhia ki runga i tō mātou kāwana tianara, me tō mātou kaiarahi matua e o mātou reta kāwanatanga i raro i te hiri o Aotearoa, e mau ana i te rā o te 28 o whiringa ānuku ko 1,283. Ā, e whakamana ana i te tari o te kāwana tianara, me te kaiarahi matua ki roto ki runga i tō mātou whenua o Aotearoa, e tētahi atu reta kāwanatanga ka whakarereke, ka whakahau, ka whakakapi i te ritenga kotahi. Hei konei ka whakahau i a koe, ki te whakatinana me te kawe i aua mana, e ai ki te wairua o ngā reta kāwanatanga me tō mātou komihana me ngā ture o nāianei, ngā ture anamata hoki ka tau ki runga i tō mātou whenua o Aotearoa, ki tētahi atu wāhanga rānei kua whakatakoto kētia. Ā, hei konei ka tauā ki mātou, ka whakatinanahia tēnei tō mātou komihana i te 21 o Oketopa, 2021. Hei konei e tohu ana mātou, me mahi e koe kia pānui a tū matanui tēnei tō mātou komihana, e ai ki te wāhanga vi o ngā reta kāwanatanga, arā i muri i te whakatinanatanga o tēnei tō mātou komihana, i mua hoki i te kawe i ngā mahi a te tari o te kāwana tianara me te kaiarahi matua. Ā, i muri tata i te pānuitanga a tū matanui i tēnei tō mātou komihana me whakapuaki e koe e ai ki ngā reta kāwanatanga. Te ki taurangi piripono me te ki taurangi mo te kawe i ngā mahi a te tari o te kāwana tianara. Hei konei mātou ka tohu, ka whakakotahi i o mātou minita o te karauna me ētahi atu āpiha. Ā, me ngā kainoho katoa o tō mātou whenua o Aotearoa. Kia aro, kia ū ki tēnei tō mātou komihana. I hoatu ki tō mātou kōti i hato hēmi. Ā, ka tukua atu ki raro i te hiri o Aotearoa. I tēnei rā, te kaumawha o mahuru o 2021, i te tau whitu te kau o tō mātou kuinitanga. Nā te ringa tohu a te kuini, Jacinda Ardern, te pirimia o Aotearoa.
Dame Cindy Kiro, The letters patent constituting the office of Governor-General require that before you undertaking the duties of your office, you take, before the Chief Justice and the members of the Executive Council, the oath of allegiance to Her Majesty the Queen and the oath of office of Governor-General. As Chief Justice, I will now administer these oaths, which you wish to take both in English and Maori. Dame Cindy, please take the Bible in your right hand and read the oath of allegiance.
I, Alcian Cynthia Kiro, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors according to law, so help me God. Kua hau, ko Alcian Cynthia Kiro, e oati ana ka noho pūmau taku pono ki te kuini iri hāpiti te tuarua, me tōna kāhui whakaheke e ai ki te ture, ko te atua nei hoki taku pau.
Please now read the oath for the due execution of the office of Governor-General.
I, Alcian Cynthia Kiro, swear that as Governor-General and Commander-in-Chief of the Realm of New Zealand, comprising New Zealand, the self-governing states of the Cook Islands and Niue, Tokelau and the Ross Dependency, I will faithfully and impartially serve Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of New Zealand, her heirs and successors, and the people of the Realm of New Zealand in accordance with their respective laws and customs, so help me God. Kua hau, ko Alcian Cynthia Kiro, e oati ana I te tūranga o te kawana tiana me te kaihanga rau matu o te whenua o Nui Te Reini, tainua ki ngā mutu whakahere I o rātou ake whenua. Te kuki ārani me nue, ko tokerau me te Ross Dependency, ko rato piruhongo, urupu hoki a hau ia ia te āriki nui, kuini, iri hāpiti, te tuarua. Kuini o Nui Te Reini me tōna kāhui whakaheke, me te iwi o te whenua o Nui Te Reini e ai ki o rātou, ture me o rātou tikanga. Ko te atua nei hoki taku pau.
Dame Cindy, Chief Justice, would you please sit and sign the oaths? Thank you. Your Excellency, the Prime Minister respectfully recommends that you sign a proclamation notifying Your Excellency's assumption of the office of Governor-General. Would everyone please stand?
Cindy Kiro, Governor-General, a proclamation. Whereas Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II was pleased by a commission passed under the seal of New Zealand to appoint me, Elsian Cynthia Kiro, to be Governor-General and Commander-in-Chief in and over the realm of New Zealand. Now, therefore, I, the Governor-General and Commander-in-Chief aforesaid, hereby proclaim and declare that I have this day taken the prescribed oaths before the Right Honourable Dame Helen Winkleman, Chief Justice of New Zealand, and that I have assumed the said office of Governor-General and Commander-in-Chief in and over the realm of New Zealand, under and by virtue of Her Majesty's Commission. Given under the hand of Her Excellency, the Right Honourable Dame Elsian Cynthia Kiro, Chancellor and Principal Dame Grand Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Principal Companion of the Queen's Service Order, Governor-General and Commander-in-Chief in and over the realm of New Zealand, and issued under the seal of New Zealand this 21st day of October 2021. Jacinda Ardern, Prime Minister. God save the Queen.
Please remain standing for the national anthem, God Defend New Zealand. Would everyone please be seated? The Right Honourable Jacinda Ardern, Prime Minister of New Zealand.
Te kua ka mārangaranga ko tahi te manu e tau, e te manu taupua, ko koe kei mua e te pōkaitara, te wāhine Maori tuatahi e whiwhi tēnei tūranga, kua tai te wā e te kahurangi. If I may, I'd like to start with a personal reflection. I can recall well the first time that I met Dame Cindy. It was at Massey University, and I had sought her out knowing her extensive background in child wellbeing and hoping she would indulge me. Alongside her patience in response to my many questions, it was Dame Cindy's compassion, knowledge, and focus that stood out to me. She was passionate about what she was doing then, and she has remained so in every single endeavour and in every act of service to Aotearoa New Zealand, which is exactly what her working life has become. Dame Cindy, welcome to your new role as Governor-General of Aotearoa New Zealand. It is a role that is one of a kind in New Zealand, where there are formal duties, of course, carrying out constitutional work on behalf of the Queen, signing legislation, instructing the Electoral Commission to hold an election, swearing in the Prime Minister and ministers, and of course, delivering the speech from the throne at the opening of Parliament. You will represent Her Majesty the Queen and all New Zealanders at moments of national significance, including Waitangi Day and our Anzac Day commemorations. You will hold investiture ceremonies on behalf of the Queen, where you will give honours in celebration of the achievements and service of New Zealanders from all walks of life, in fields as diverse as sport, science, business, public and community service. In that part of your role, you will create lasting memories for hundreds of recipients and their families. But there are less formal roles too, and these go to the very heart of New Zealand life. In times of triumph or tragedy, you will stand alongside New Zealanders with the land firmly under your feet and the voice of the people at your ear. You will travel throughout the motu to hear and to share stories of local people and communities, kānohi ki te kānohi, and to bring them to the attention of the nation. And we too will listen to your unique voice, a whakapapa that you yourself have described as proudly Maori and part British, the child of a mother born in a hut with a mud floor in the far north, and a father from a coal mining town in the north of England. For you followed a life of hard work, dedication and perseverance to succeed, by any measure, a portrait of every New Zealander. So as you take up the reins as our 22nd Governor-General, I know you do so with a deep understanding of Te Tiriti o Waitangi and its place in our history. An immaculate career in academic research and leadership roles at several New Zealand universities, most recently as Pro Vice-Chancellor Maori at the University of Auckland, leadership in the health sector, and service across a wide range of sectors, including as Children's Commissioner for 6 years and Chief Executive of the Royal Society, Te Aparangi, which you took up at the beginning of this year. I'm not sure if they've forgiven me yet for taking you quite so quickly. And I know that as the first Māori woman to hold this role, you're mindful that your opportunity here also provides inspiration that reaches far and wide for many from all walks of life. You've set an example of where a life of service can lead, and hopefully, when others follow your footsteps, they won't be quite as surprised as you were when I asked you to consider the role. You have been, and I know you will continue to be, an advocate for the people. This will hold you steady in your role to be of service to New Zealand. I also want to welcome Dame Cindy's husband, Dr. Richard Davies, and acknowledge the service that you will give in your supporting role, along with your 4 children and grandchildren. As the past few years have shown us all, not everything can be predicted nor certain, but what we can know for sure is that standing together, caring for one another, and sharing our experiences and wisdom will carry us through. And these attributes have been consistent hallmarks of Dame Cindy's career and life. Dame Cindy, on behalf of the government and the people of Aotearoa New Zealand, I welcome you to your new role and wish you well. We are very lucky to have you. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
Her Excellency, the Right Honourable Dame Cindy Kiro, Governor-General of New Zealand.
He tui, he kiwi, he kahu, he pī waka waka, e ngā manu o te ngāhere o te wānuia tāne. Ngā hua te moana, ngā awa, ngā maunga hoki o ngā mea miharo o te ao. I am honoured to be appointed the 22nd Governor-General of Aotearoa New Zealand and grateful for the opportunity to serve my country in this unique and privileged way. On behalf of all New Zealanders, I thank Dame Patsy and Sir David for their service over the past 5 years. Richard and I also thank them for their generosity and graciousness during the period of transition. We are living through a period of immense uncertainty and anxiety, and I wish to acknowledge those in Auckland and all around the country who continue to face disruptions caused by COVID-19. I know the challenges we're facing can often feel bewildering and overwhelming, but we've shown what is possible when we choose to be guided by wisdom, courage, and a sense of care for one another. Our responsibilities as citizens has never been more important when our individual decisions and actions can have such an impact on the well-being of others. As Governor-General, I will focus on doing what I can to strengthen our communities in meeting these challenges in our times. Communities develop resilience when people feel connected, have a sense of belonging, and have a place to stand. I will connect with new migrants and former refugees and celebrate the many diverse cultures and religions gifted to our nation by those who have chosen to make New Zealand their home. I will reach out to marginalised communities in our society, whether because of disability, homelessness, discrimination, addiction, or mental health issues. I will meet and acknowledge the unsung heroes in our communities, people who devote time and energy to support youth, sport, our marae, service groups, cultural activities, and local amenities, without any expectation of recognition or acclaim. I will thank the good people who work to clean up our rivers, our lakes, beaches, and oceans, eradicate pests and predators, and restore ecosystems that sustain our precious flora and fauna. Our descendants will be grateful for their efforts to protect our precious environment. I will be a Governor-General for all New Zealanders and also for our extended whānau in the realm of New Zealand, Niue, the Cook Islands, and Tokelau. I will seek opportunities to interact with children wherever and whenever I can. I will listen to their hopes and dreams and encourage them to pursue their passions. And I will support organisations dedicated to contributing to their physical, social, and cultural well-being. For when children are allowed to fulfil their potential and lead happy and full lives, the benefits resonate across communities and through generations. My background in academia and the public sector have led me to prize evidence-based thinking. It has never been more important to critically evaluate the constant flood of information across our screens and to value the ability of expert communicators who can help to alleviate our uncertainties and fears. COVID-19 has highlighted the vital importance of research and expertise to our understanding of events as they unfold, the options that are available to us and their possible consequences. I will seek ways to acknowledge and encourage the work of people advancing their fields of knowledge to the benefit of Aotearoa New Zealand and to the wider world. And these things I will do with the support of my husband, Richard, and our whānau, some of whom are here today and many of whom could not join me because they're in Tāmaki Makaurau in Auckland. I'm honoured to serve as the representative of our head of state, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, who will next year celebrate her Platinum Jubilee, and who for 70 years has remained a true pillar of service, humility, and grace. A key chapter of our story as a nation began when my earliest predecessor, William Hobson, forged a partnership between the British Crown and rangatira of Hapu and Iwi in 1840. To the office of Governor-General and to our nation's ongoing dialogue on Te Tiriti o Waitangi, I am proud to bring my dual heritage of Maori and British. The treaty relationship has been tested in our struggle to build mutual respect, but we will continue to make progress and to understand what an important role the Governor-General can play in that task. I've been gratified to see New Zealand's increasing desire to engage fully and honestly with our history, notably through the annual commemorations to mark the New Zealand Wars. In my lifetime, I've also seen a remarkable shift in attitudes towards te reo Māori. It's a joy to see so many New Zealanders eager to learn the language as it is by far the best portal to understanding te ao Māori, and I will continue to try and champion it. The agenda I've outlined today reflects my own heritage and is underpinned by 3 key values. The first is kaitiakitanga, that we are temporary guardians of things that are precious to us and have a responsibility to look after them for future generations. Second is oranga, preserving the health, vitality and well-being of living things. The third is manaakitanga, and that is our duty to care for others and to uphold their mana, to respect them and to look after them. With these values, I believe we are better able to work together to respond to adversity, to achieve public good and a sustainable future, and to build a society where all citizens feel valued and included, and where they can contribute the best of their abilities. I am reminded of Hone Tūwhare's poem, Friend, where he writes that in nature and through our connections with each other, we may always find comfort. And I read 2 stanzas, the final 2 stanzas now. Friend, in this dear, dreamless time I clasp your hand, if only for reassurance, that all our jewelled fantasies were real and wore splendid rags. Perhaps the tree will strike root again, give soothing shade to a hurt and troubled world. I stand here today grateful for this opportunity and determined to bring all of my experience, understanding and resolve to this new chapter in our nation's story. Ngā mihi nui kia o koutou.
Oh
Her Excellency Dame Cindy Kiro, Governor-General, will now proceed to the Grand Hall to sign the New Zealand Parliament Visitors Book before departing from Parliament. Would everyone please stand?